back to my channel. I'm letting my oatmeal congeal while I thought I would just come on here and do a very short vlog this morning because I am not feeling good at all. I had a lot of stomach issues last night, so today we're having some tea in our coffee cup. So today's vlog is brought to you by, I believe he said this is either mint and green tea or mint tea and peppermint tea. Not 100% sure, but we're gonna have some tea this morning. Nope, that's coffee. I'm sorry. I have to laugh. That's coffee. I know he said he was gonna make me some coffee for later and not put Miralax in it, but I thought I was having tea first, but okay, I guess I'm having coffee first. Maybe the tea's for later, so join me. I'm not really feeling well today at all. I had an extremely upset stomach last night to the point where I had to take something to combat. So, as you know, I normally take things to help me go. Now I had to actually take something to make me stop. Got to the point where it was like, do we have to go to the emergency room? I mean, it really wasn't that bad, but it felt that way. I know I overdid it yesterday. I 100% know that I overdid it yesterday, but I'm so glad that I did it. I would happily pay for it today and yes, tomorrow, if I can just remind myself what a great day yesterday was. All of the walking at the at the clinic, and all of the walking with the rollator is what I meant to say. All the steps that I put in and all the things that I did by myself. You know, Jimmy had an eye doctor at the same time, and everybody was like, "You here by yourself? You here by yourself?" And I was like, "Yeah, my husband's downstairs in the eye doctor." But I did it all by myself. That's another thing too. My rollator is pretty cool. Like, I got a new one that's exactly the same color and shape and size as the last one, and it's got a basket under the seat. So it's great to put my pocketbook in. Jimmy puts my pocketbook in there because my pocketbook is heavier than 15 pounds because of the things that I need to help me go to the bathroom, and I have to always carry my mouthwash with me. Like, and you know, you can't really dose the mouthwash. I guess I could find some little Tupperware cups to put doses of mouthwash in. That's probably a good idea. Why I didn't think about that before. I tried to use the little dressing bottle from the Dollar Tree that I had here, and I think it just is, the silicone got funky. I don't know if it was just too many like garlicky dressings or too many oniony dressings in there. We cannot get the taste out. So like the mouthwash tastes like onions and garlic, which is mixed with the mouthwash. It's not just, I wouldn't mind if it was like an onion flavored something or garlic flavored something. I wouldn't mind if it was onion and garlic flavored something. But the mouthwash has a taste, and when you add onion and garlic to it, it tastes just rancid. So I have it on my shopping list for the next time I'm at the Dollar Tree to look for one of those new ones, like to get one that's new for my purse to carry some mouthwash in. I have plenty of extra syringes, and they would work perfectly in that scenario. I was actually thinking, do we have like an old Mio bottle or an old like the electrolyte mix-in concentrates that squeeze out, because those would work really well, but we don't. We have one in the house, and it's still got plenty of stuff in it, so just another option. Like I said, this is going to be a very short vlog because I don't feel good. I actually have sort of a really painful abdomen, like by my diaphragm, from the contractions of the bathroom yesterday. It was so bad. Like, the only thing I can think of is, did I have food poisoning? But how would food poisoning last for 4 days? It doesn't make sense. So is it a stomach virus, then a stomach virus that slowly did for 4 days, or is there something else going on? So of course, this morning the lady called me for the nuclear bone scan, but they're still waiting for the approval from the insurance on the CAT scan. And she said, do you want me to schedule this today, or would you rather have it on the same day as the CAT scan? I said I would much rather have it on the same day as the CAT scan. I was only able to do that one time in all of the times that I got scanned. And it was like the perfect day because you went in, they did your IV, they put the nuclears in there, then you started drinking your contrast, you went to have the CAT scan, you went and had lunch, and you came back and got your bone scan. I didn't even have to go have lunch, like that wasn't a necessary thing, but you have like a, potentially like an hour, because you have to wait for 3 hours for that. The nucleotides, radioactive isotope, sorry. You have to wait 3 hours for that radioactive isotope to get in your bones. So, it worked out really, really well that one time that I scheduled them at the same time. So if that was an option, I was like, yes, please. As much as I want to get all of them done. But the real thing that I want to see, I'm curious about the bones. I'm curious if we're doing treatment that we're doing is working enough, or is at least keeping the cancer from growing. So I know we all pray and wish that my cancer will heal. I have faith that God has me in his hands for his plan. Whatever his plan is, whether his plan is to heal me entirely or for me to just go through this process to learn to appreciate life more than I already do, I don't know. However, I do want to see if what's happening. Like, I want to see, is it stable? Because the chemotherapy at this dose daily, it does not really have major side effects where I can still live a lot of life. And if it's going to keep the disease from spreading at all, I'm for it. I'm whole for it. I'll take this pill every day. I mean, I know it's expensive, and I'm sorry it's expensive. I know there's a coupon program that I'm enrolled in or whatever, but if I just have to take the chemotherapy every day for the rest of my life and live for 40 years, I don't care. I'll do that. I mean, you take blood pressure medication, you take diabetes medication, whatever. I'll do what I got to do. But I'm curious, of course, for the bones, but I'm super curious to get the chest and abdomen and pelvis. The abdomen, well, technically it's chest, abdomen is one, and then the pelvis is another CAT scan, because I want to see what is happening to my gut. Like, what is going on with my gut? Something's got to be going on. And I just pray it's not more tumor growth or cancer growth. And the doctor's son doesn't seem to be concerned. But, I mean, look, I have strangers that don't believe me. I do expect that people who know me believe me. But the doctors aren't. They don't know me like that. And when I tell them I'm not eating this many calories, they don't always believe me. They just think I'm another fat person who's like, yeah, well, you got this fat to begin with. And I'm not going to lie, before I started the keto journey or eating keto foods, I was like, bring it on, I was, bring it. Of course, it always had to be sugar-free and it had to be low carb, but I didn't mind it as much. However, since then, I just don't know if being off the immunotherapy, like maybe being on the immunotherapy triggered something in my system, and then being off of it has like not only turned it back off, but like cranked it in the other direction. Because, when I was on the immunotherapy, that weight was just falling off. I was eating. I didn't have an appetite. I don't really have an appetite now. I eat when I have to. There are some times when I crave foods, but even back then I was craving foods, but that's more of a comfort food level than actually like I'm hungry for Entenmann's donuts. It's more like that comfort food craving, like you're having a really bad day and you just want your mom to bring you in a cup of tea and an Entenmann's chocolate frosted donut. Like, that's what you want. And like, is there a substitution? Is there a keto substitution for Entenmann's chocolate donut? No. But I'm just saying, so there are those days, but they're very few and far between. When I had no appetite, when I have no appetite. Now, every day is not the same. I don't have no appetite every day, so it's not choking down food. It's actually, okay, I can eat. But I feel like there's something missing. And like I said, I know that doctors just assume from what they know about you can't gain weight without eating the calories. That's what I'm trying to say. I know that there's exceptions to every rule, and so far my cancer journey has been an exception after an exception after exception. That's what kind of like I indicated to him a little bit yesterday. He's like, oh, that'd be very unusual. I said, this whole time it's been very unusual. I've gotten all the very unusual things, haven't I? You know, mucositis that didn't go away. The skin rash is a rarity. 2%, I think, of people with immunotherapy have the skin rash. That results in the way it did. Excuse me. You know, I've just been like, oh, not getting it in my lungs. Thank God. I still thank God every day for that. All of those things. You know, it's funny because he just listens to my lungs, and I'm like, you sure my lungs are okay? You're not worried about scanning them? Because I had that like glass-like crystallizing thing happening in the top of this lung that time. And I'm like, you're not concerned about it? He's like, no, your lungs sound good. And I was like, dude, but my kidneys are still producing, and there's a huge giant tumor in there. So I was like, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but but anyway, so she called today to get him scheduled. She's going to call back in a couple of days, and we'll check to see if the CT scans are available. If the CT department calls me and saying that they got the approval, I will go ahead and call her, and we'll schedule it through her. She can schedule for both. CT people can't schedule for both. She can schedule for both, though. So hopefully in the next couple of days we'll know exactly when, and hopefully it'll happen within the next week or so. Hi, Editing Jerry here. I just wanted to let you know she called back this afternoon, and I actually have both appointments tomorrow, which will be today when you're watching this. And I'm excited. I'm going to get them done so quickly, so hopefully we'll get the results by early next week, and I'll just be like figuring out what to do next. Okay? Thanks. I just hope they don't try to do it on it. I'm going away for 2 days to like a convention in November, the week before Thanksgiving, and just for overnight, just one night overnight. It's 2 days, but it's like one night overnight, because it's travel and then overnight, and then it's like travel and meetings, and then overnight, and then meetings in the morning, and then home kind of thing. And seminar meetings, you know what I mean. Have you ever been to a convention? You do like panels. I couldn't think of the word. So somebody have a panel. You know, do I want to go see this panel on nutrition? Or do I want to go see this panel on exercise? Or do I want to like do this panel on nutrition in the morning and exercise the next day? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just get to pick when it's a convention like that. But I am curious what's going on. So that part, I've been doing anti-diarrheal combating things. I haven't taken more than one dose so far, but I have I had Jimmy make me my oatmeal with my protein powder, and I asked him to smash a banana instead of the berries. Now, the banana will probably spike my blood sugar a little bit, but it also obviously will help me with my digestive issues. And of course, it's without any cream, or so. Like, he usually puts like half and half in my oatmeal, and of course we have no dairy in there today. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe I need to have my yogurt with my probiotics. But then, of course, dairy is not good when you have this kind of issue. So it's very, like, you know. And by the way, it's a little chilly in here, but mostly I didn't want to brush my hair because I don't feel good. That's why the hat. I'm not going to lie. That's why the hat. And I put a nice shirt over my nightgown, because my nightgown was apparently showing all my boobs this morning. I don't know if I just sat wrong. And this shirt was available over there, and it's cute, but it's not as pretty as I thought it was gonna be. By the Amazon picture looked better, but it's still comfortable. I got this one on Amazon. It's a long sleeve. It's light. It's very, very soft, but of course I can tell it's polyester, and it'll probably make me sweat, even though it's thin. Like, you can still see my watch light through it, right? It's thin, but because it's polyester, it'll probably make me sweat. But I really like the bottom. It's got a nice, like, comes up on the sides and dips in the front, dips in the back, like that. Anyway. Yeah. And this pattern is lilies, but it didn't really look like lilies on the model. I don't know. They didn't send me the wrong one. Like, when I zoomed in on the model's picture, this was the shirt, but it just looked so much different on her. Obviously, she's a skinny brunette, so it's not even like that, but it just didn't even look like this kind of shirt. I guess when it's smaller, maybe when everything is like smaller, you don't see this big giant, it's not a yoke, it's called if you're a sewer, you know what I'm talking about. This bib portion, it's not a bib though. But anyway, I'm probably gonna end now because I'm starting to get like loopy a little bit. I took my morning meds, but I did not take my nose spray, so I'll do that. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being interested in me enough to come and visit with me every day. Thank you for being kind enough to give me warm hugs in the comments and send prayers my way. I do appreciate it. And I want you to know if your journey will look very different than mine, but there will be days that you'll be great and days where you'll be like, and sometimes they're twice in one day. So there is a chance. I'm going to say I'm hopeful that it's going to be a major chance that it's 1:25 right now, that maybe by 6 o'clock I'll be able to sit in this chair and finish this vlog and say, what was wrong with me this morning? I hope, I pray. But listen, I love you. And if nobody's told you today that you're loved, you can always come by. See, this is the problem. Do you see this blue light? This blue light indicates that I plugged this in, but it also indicates that I did not turn it on. That's what I'm talking about, people. This is what I'm talking about. The sun just went in and out, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Oh, God bless America. I love you. Okay, and as always, you take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye. What is wrong with me?